Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Allie. Today I'm trying out a whole new tripod lighting microphone situation. I actually purchased a new tripod from Temu, so it has a light on it. I've hooked my microphone into it, and it is hopefully going to stay. I might have to adjust it a little bit as we go, but today's video is I'm back to the dollhouse and back to the library, and today we're going to revamp this kind of basic bookcase. I purchased this on eBay. I think you can even get this on Temu, but I bought this on eBay probably 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, because I had a coupon, and I think I have a video on the haul. But I got this. It was $14.99, and I think I got a $10 coupon because I had to open a new eBay account because, as always, I forgot my password and username, so I had to get it again. So I paid $4.99 for it, which, is a pretty good deal. It's got some glue on it, which is, probably going to make me have to paint this instead of stain it. And I'm using a whole bunch of different bits of wood, so they're all different. I got some bamboo, some regular skewers, some, this is not balsa, this is basswood. So, yeah, let's get to, I don't know what these are. These were some kind of little, this might be balsa. So they're all going to take staining different, so I am going to end up painting it to kind of get that mahogany look. So, let's get started and see. I did a whole bunch of things. I don't know. At one point, I'm going to say, it's too much and back off of some of these pieces, but I've pre-cut all of the pieces. There's just one piece here that I was going to show you how I got it to look the way I did. So, let's do this. I have some bamboo, and I've cut some pieces here. This is all just about showing you what you could do with these basic pieces to even that. Look at that. Such a difference, right? So I'm definitely going to stick with those. Might have to file that one. No, it goes in there pretty good. I spent the last, week and a half playing with how I wanted this to look. I've got a piece here that I can put down here. That changes it up a little bit. I thought I could put one up here, so I've got two of those that I'm probably going to have to clamp when I glue it because it's a little bit warped. And then I have these skewers. I just cut the pointy part off and measured it up, and even that, you could see, kind of makes a little extra detail. I was thinking of doing that up here, though. Oh, there goes my dog. Something like that. I really wanted to do kind of like a tilted molding, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that, or if it's going to even be too much. And then we have these little square pieces. It's just a square kind of skewery dowel piece. I'm going to have to sand these down a little bit because they're a little choppy. But those can fit in here. There, like that. So I've got those for each little section here. What I kind of wanted to do was make it look like cabinet doors. Not exactly, but have a more finished look. I mean, and you could just paint this and see how it looks. See if it's your style, but I wanted something a little bit more, I don't know, fancy. Okay, then I had one of these. Oh, that was going to go down here. I mean, at some point, it could be too much, but let's just see. So now I've got just these regular, these are basswood. It was a big sheet of it, and I kind of cut it to fit. But what I did was, and I'll do it for you, I'll show it to you. This is one that's not been done, and this is one that's been done. And you could see when I put it down the difference, I think. Hopefully it shows on camera. You can see that this is the piece that I didn't do yet. And these are the pieces that I did. What I did basically was I just took a good old Dollar Tree nail file, and I don't know about you guys, but I cannot cut straight lines for the life of me. Or I shouldn't say straight, because they are kind of straight, but right angles. So what I'm doing is, I'll do it from the side here. I'm kind of doing it to make it like have a beveled edge. And it kind of softens it up. And then I'm doing the same thing, just holding it a little sideways. And what it does is it kind of softens that edge and makes it look more, oh, I'm getting sawdust all over it, makes it look more like there's not, yeah, maybe carved routed pattern, like you would look at your kitchen cabinets that have a kind of a design on it. You can kind of see what I'm going for. Oops. So much for having my nails done. That's okay. We're getting a new one on Thursday. And then I rounded the edges off a little bit. Now, how this is going to look after I paint it, maybe it won't be as noticeable. Maybe it will be. Because as with everything else in the room, I'll do, you know, a couple of layers of paint to make it look a little kind of antique-y, old world. Blow off some of that dust. And there you go. It's a bit of a difference, huh? I love it. I love the way it looks. I'm not sure about all these extra pieces. I'm going to first glue these on and go from there and make my decisions. I really wanted to do this as a live, but right now my Wi-Fi is just so bad that I have to do a test, but I just don't think that it's going to be decent quality live. So I might try and do like an unboxing live maybe and just see how that goes. There we go. There goes Miss Linguini walking by. Sorry to all those who don't like my cats in the videos. But there are plenty that do, so. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to glue those on. And then come back and we'll see what came out of this. In the meantime, if you want to leave me a comment about if you had any other ideas, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Be right back. Okay, so I decided to bring you back. I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue. And it's important when you do this to make sure, because I mean it doesn't glue right away, but it'll really take hold. So you really kind of want to make sure that everything is kind of centered in where you want it for the, in case I use the next pieces, which I think I'm going to. I mean, like I said, I've been working it on these pieces for about a week. you know, in between work and life. So, whoops. So I didn't glue those side pieces in yet because I wanted to make sure that the next pieces, because I cut them exactly to fit, that they all kind of fit in there. So I'm going to try and do the next pieces, but I wanted to make sure everything's level and centered where they should be before I move to the next step, which will be these guys. I gave them a quick sand off camera, and I even went in and tried to sand, because these unfinished pieces, they're you know, especially the cheaper ones, just like the Dollar Tree kind, they're kind of rough. So they do need a little bit of finishing work before you start painting. Whoops, see? Now everything's going to start shifting around. And of course, you know, these wood pieces, they're very rarely are they square. And like I said, I'm painting this, but if I was going to stain this, I'd have to be really careful. Might even put a little bit in here. I have to be really careful with where the glue goes, but since I am going to use acrylic paint, it's not going to be a big deal. I just want it to stay together. That's the main goal. Stay where you put it. Okay, so now I've done those two. I can glue this piece because it is rather perfect, actually. So I'm going to, now I can't even get it off. It fits so perfectly. Okay. So I am still not sure as to where in the library this piece is going to go. I've got a couple of choices, and again, I wish I could do a live and get some opinions. Maybe I can at least try and do something like that and see how it goes. It'll be a test as to how well my Wi-Fi, which is, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so it really is kind of a crapshoot. I mean, I can watch Netflix till about, I don't know, during the week till about 3:30 before it starts to buffer. And my belief is that everybody else gets online at the same time to watch stuff. So it's kind of frustrating. Being from New York, where, you know, I had pretty quick Wi-Fi. They even had Fios. I didn't have that. The I don't know what you call that, cable. But yeah, here we only have satellite. So it makes things difficult for stuff like live and streaming, which is really annoying because so many things are streaming these days. So while I'm doing this, anybody have any things now I only have Prime and Netflix. Does anybody have any good things they watch on Prime or Netflix? I mean, I know we can't all have, well, not all. I mean, there are some people, I'm sure, that can have every streaming that they want, but not me. Oh, I got a little extra glue on there, so let's just wipe that off. I just recently finished watching a series on Netflix called Anne with an E. I don't know if anybody knows, and I didn't know, so. But the story of Anne, it's Anne of Green Gables. It was a book. And right now the author's name escapes me, but very good series. I really enjoyed it. And I'm sort of sad that it's over. I think they could have really gone on to do a lot more. Okay. So this is the last piece of the things that I was definitely sure of. Now, here we go with, just make sure everything is centered. I wish I filed this piece a little bit more, but yeah, that looks looking good. I'm liking that. I originally started with some cardstock on these little wood pieces, but I just kind of felt like it wasn't quite enough, and then I kind of was thinking that these, I got to put a block on this, that these may be too thick. I'm going to hold that down in glue. I've got two, so I might as well use another one. So actually, did I just shift that? No. So I used the cardstock. I just twisted that one for sure. I used the cardstock just to kind of map it out, and then I used it like a, kind of like a pattern, and made those little wood pieces. So now I know one of these was a little longer because I was thinking of using it. Maybe not. Maybe they're both the same. Yep, they're both the same. So I was thinking of using it on all sides, which I still might do, but I didn't make those up yet. So let's glue this on, and then we'll see how we go from there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've glued everything down for now, and then the decision will be, where do I go from here? The thing I wanted to say was, it's always good to have all the different kinds of clamps. I really should pick up a few more 1 to 3 blocks, because that really would have helped. But I have a bunch of clamps that I've gotten from Dollar Tree and from Harbor Freight, so I was able to kind of clamp everything down. So, woo! That couldn't have happened at a better time, huh? No, but this piece of wood is really warped, so I needed the really tight clamp on there. So I'm going to put it back on, but I just wanted to come back and show you how I kind of set it up for drying. And this was really hard to get on the first time, so let's see if I can do it again. Anyway, so now we're just going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and try and figure out if I want to go any further with little details. But I mean, you can see it makes quite the difference. I hope that you can see that already, the difference that it's making. I mean, you can go as elaborate as you want or as simple as you want, but a little kind of details, even just these little side pieces, made such a big deal. But I mean, you could see, you could do, you know, I mean, that's like a whole different style to put something like that. Well, like I said, add pieces here, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might just leave it like this. I mean, it's going to be loaded with books and trinkets and stuff. So, and I really, really am thinking that I might need another one. Like one, not a full one, but maybe like one of these sections. If I can make another one, maybe for the other side of the room, or a double one. I think a double one, because I'm planning on putting a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so pieces are still drying, but I'm very impatient, and I decided to just start putting a base layer, base coat of burnt umber on here. My heart really wants this to be a brown, but since I did the floor that red, I'm probably going to bring a little red into it, but I wanted to do just a nice dark base coat. And kind of makes it look a little richer when you start doing the other coats on it. So for right now, I am liking the way it looks. I did not go ahead and put those skewers on. I still could. You never know. I still could see how it looks when this is all dry, but I have to dry it, and don't be as impatient as I am. I'll show you why. Because I was painting around the clamps and around the 1, 2, 3 blocks and kind of, you know, trying to get ahead of myself, which I shouldn't have done. I had to take the clamps off, and you could see this whole piece is all that. This was the warped piece. I still have one clamp because it's holding that on, but I am definitely going to have to go back and put some glue in there and clamp it and let it dry and just be patient. But I'm not very patient. It's not easy to paint this too, by the way. You have to kind of get in between, and you could see I'm going to have to go in with a little brush, and of course the brush hits, the handle of the brush hits, and you can't really turn it up. So it's a little hard. Kind of got to just glob a lot of paint and then kind of smooth it out. But I'll do that with my next coat. And you can see there's spots I've missed, and because it's still drying, I don't want to push the pieces too much. So I'm happy right now with the way it looks. But we'll see if I go ahead and put those other pieces on. All right, I'm going to let this dry, go have some lunch, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's a few hours later. Everything is dry, and I did have to put some Gorilla Super Glue Gel. This stuff is great. On that piece because it was bowed, so it's clamped. So for right now, I am going to do a second coat. It needs a second coat anyway, and you know, probably a third coat. It's hard to get in all the nooks and crannies, so this is all dried and it looks great. I'm mixing over here the burnt umber, and I'm using barn red and burnt umber. So I'm going to try that and see how it goes. I mean, let me pick out a brush here. With acrylic paint, you really, you know, you can make many layers if you don't like it. Let's see, the other paintbrush I was using has just been washed and is in my kitchen. So let me get another one. Yeah, this is good. I like the kind with the angled for this because you can really get in those little nooks and crannies. And I'm not going to use quite a big one. I'm going to use the medium one. Alright, so just going to mix this up. It's a little more burnt umber than Tuscan red for right now. Like I said, I'm going to do this. I really would rather it be more brown. Right now it's looking a little chocolatey. So I'm just going to go for it and we'll see. Again, this is probably one of many layers, so I'm just going to get this all painted up. I already like it a little bit better. I do love that dark brown, but it's not really for what I'm going for right now. Let me move my little microphone wire. But I do love that brown for, I don't know if anybody saw my witch's cabinet video. I used that dark brown. I want it, you know, like for like a weathered brown. If you haven't seen that video, I worked really hard on that video, and I really loved the way it came out. And after that, I kind of lost a little bit of inspiration, which I hate. I hate to say that because I have so many ideas for the dollhouse, and I just kind of, I don't know, lost a little motivation there. After working so hard on those videos. So anyway, this is going to take me a while to, really paint this whole thing. I'm wondering if I should do like a shiny finish on it. I'm not really sure. It might be at the end of this video. You might see me do it. You might not. If you have an opinion, let me know. If you think I should try and make it more of a glossy, not really glossy, but maybe put a little varnish, like it's fancy wood furniture, So this is what I'm going to be doing this evening. Probably going to take this in and watch some TV and do it into my living room. So I'll get this second coat on, have it dry, be able to take the clamp off, touch that up, and then revisit this probably in the morning. It's busy right now for me around the holidays at work, so I am hoping I can get this up during the week. All right. So I'll see you when this is completed, when this coat is finished.